What's going on, my PT peeps and my Stranger Things fans? One Eyebrow back to talk about Stranger Things. And did you catch this from the first part, first half, first volume of season 4? If you didn't, if you don't know what we're talking about, spoiler warning, obviously for Stranger Things or Thangs. But ultimately, did you catch the clock key that Counselor Kelley wears? Do you think she's connected with Vecna? Because I sure do. But either way, we're going to break it down, and we're super excited for July 1st when Stranger Things returns. Now, we know that this character is Counselor Kelley or Miss Kelley. So we know that she's the counselor at Hawkins High, and we saw her a couple times in the first part of season 4. So ultimately, we know that Vecna is the bad guy, and Vecna is, number one. Also, he's just a couple different characters ultimately, but Vecna is kind of complicated. We'll hopefully see if he survives into season 5, which is the final season of Stranger Things, by the way. But number one, Henry Creel and Vecna are all the same person, so we're still wondering how he got his powers, because he just developed them, and we saw that he was here with his family, and we didn't really see the origin of his powers, which I think really needs to be explained. It's not the biggest deal, but it kind of is. The whole clock stuff shows a major connection with Counselor Kelley. Just makes sense, right? So we'll have to see how it plays out. But let's get to it. Chrissy Cunningham is the person that we saw in Counselor Kelley's office before Max went there. She was killed by Vecna. Fred Benson, killed by Vecna, and another basketball player that I don't remember his name, but he was killed by Vecna. So we see that Max goes into Counselor Kelley's office, and the counselor's office is pretty interesting. If you look in the office, you see a clock right at the top. Can't get away from the clock symbolism. Also, the sticker, all are welcome. There's some stuff on the walls and stuff. There's also someone running. That's the song that Max listens to, basically. But we know that Counselor Kelley is a counselor. So she's like, I'm there for you. I'm here to help. But she keeps bringing up trauma. And we know that the people that Vecna killed suffered some trauma. The clock stuff is obvious because it's just there time and time again. But we see the clock here in the Creel's house, but also Counselor Kelley's house. They highlight it right here in case you missed it. Can't miss things when they show the foreshadowing. It's obviously done for a reason. And it's like a modernized clock. It's still got the clicking mechanism back and forth. I'm not a clock guy, so I don't know what it's called. But as Miss Kelley talks with Max, I can't help but to look at her necklace. With the key on it, that's a clock. No, the clock key on the necklace. I mean, it's just pretty obvious now, but it's something we may have missed the first time around. So is Ms. Kelley the big bad, the ultimate bad villain that we'll see in season 4, season 5? And it's interesting because it's something we may have missed that makes sense after you saw it, because she is connected with all the victims. When Max leaves, steals the keys to the office, she goes in and realizes that she is just like the other characters, well, mainly Chrissy, and then she looks at Fred's folder. So we see that she is having the same symptoms that Chrissy had: the past trauma, terrible nightmares, difficulty sleeping, and headaches. So it was obvious to us. They said that in the story. This is one of those things where you don't have to read too much into it, because it was point blank period shoved in her face time and time again to know that Max was going to be in trouble. Then they found out about the music and she was safe, which I'm glad. I'm glad Max is safe. She's a good character, and I like a lot of the characters on Stranger Things. And, if someone gets killed off on the show, it's going to be sad, because I kind of like all the characters so far. But again, she picks up the different things where she was getting to it. And this was in season 4, episode 2, I believe. So it was early on in the first half of season 4. It was kind of a big deal when they're putting stuff together. They're exploring the story. They're expanding the story. They're letting the story and the plot unfold, which was good. They do a good job with it. Ultimately, I want to see how this plays out in the final 2 episodes of season 4. It's crazy to think that we get 2 episodes, but it's like 4 hours worth of 2 episodes, so it's plenty in there. It's just interesting that all these characters, well, the characters that Vecna went after, had the same stuff and fit the profile. And I'm guessing the basketball player had the same stuff going on, but it's hard to tell because we didn't really see his folder, which is fine. But we saw the thing with Chrissy and Fred and Max, and it was interesting, right? So after seeing this information, what do you make of it? It's basically that the counselor is connected with the victims, and she knows about the trauma. And she knows the information about the kids. And that's what Vecna goes after. So she kind of gives Vecna the information, potentially. Like, yeah, go after this one and go after that one. We still don't know why he's doing it specifically, besides a portal gets opened around the same area where he kills his victims. And I'm not really sure why he's killing these characters. Like, it's not really explained, or maybe it is. Maybe I just didn't read into it, or I didn't hear it or see it. Please let me know in the comments if I missed it. But the whole clock thing clearly has a keyhole to the left. And who wears the key with the clock on it? Counselor Kelley. So, I mean, it's just an obvious connection with the clock. Counselor Kelley, Vecna, what does it mean? How's it going to go down for the final 2 episodes of season 4 going into season 5? Or is Vecna just going to be for season 4 and then we get the ultimate big villain for season 5, which is the final season of the series? So do we want to have more character development in the final season for the villain, or is it going to be Vecna or Counselor Kelley, or what are they setting up? But obviously the keyhole here with the clock to the left, Counselor Kelley is having a key necklace with a clock on it. It just got to be a connection, right? Do you think she could be the ultimate villain, or the final villain? I don't know about ultimate, final villain for the series. It would make sense because she's connected with the kids and stuff. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I can't wait to see how it goes down. It's going to be bittersweet when this series is over because I really enjoy it. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Support the PT channel when you can. We're going to be branching out, talking about more and more different shows. But I'm excited for Stranger Things Season 4 when it returns July 1st. And I want to give a shout out to my subscribers, my patrons, my members, everyone that supports the PT channel. It means the world to us. Thank you guys. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.